Macabre, short stories and poems from the other side. Written and illustrated by Jessica Ariel Morocco. The story 13.
"13 fallen angels lose their glow, 13 candles in a row, 13 luminaries in the snow, the death of all the things we know. A 13th floor, an open door, a catastrophic fall from grace, the heavens never knew how to replace. A sentient light, they put up a fight, and there was sorrow on that hallowed night. Men and women at the gate, too many to count, and the message was too late. They followed the darkest corridor light, they never questioned or put up a fight. Until one day, a beam of light from outer constellations there in the night, the presence of eternal right, put forth a wind of greater insight. Captured was then a host of them, who could not battle nor put up a fight. It was angelic miscreants who defied the very things that were right. And now subdued, no battle renewed, because their wickedness made them worn out too. So in the folly of the Master's mission, they discovered that they had their acts of contrition. There they spun in the wheel of karmic perdition. The lifetimes changed to rearrange the damage that was done from the lessons they learned during each age. A tyrant here, a ruler there, a powerful wizard who made them feel fear. In each lifetime they were sent to despair. The burning cities, the disastrous battles, the most mighty had fallen from their own prideful laughter. They had a hard time learning that their wickedness would follow them thereafter. Nothing gets by the all-seeing eye as the universe records each moment of time. The wind, the rain, the earth and its pain will let up all the secrets that have been hidden deep within. Then all will learn the lesson of how to start over again. We are all one and the same. We all travel on the same train, each one carrying a piece of eternal spiritual luminary light. Though they fell hard on earth's floor, there still remains an open door for all restitution for what has been damaged before. Have hope, my friends. This is a new beginning, not an end. It was good to learn from the folly and watch the restoration of what is right. The earth will find balance. You will be removed from this bitter chalice. When you open your eyes to take in a higher level of consciousness, remove yourself from the karmic wheel and practice peace from seeing beyond the thin veil. 13 stars up in the sky, 13 rainbows, lights of tribes, 13 shoes for lighter paths. 13 days of promises that last. 13 fallen angels restored to grace. 13 memories of sin that have been erased.
Hello everyone. I decided to present this story from Edgar Allan Poe, the book Macabre, Short Stories and Poems from the Other Side. I do have some writings from Edgar Allan Poe, but there are specific ones that are already published, and not to say that everything else is copywritten, but these ones are actually in print. And so I wrote this in around 2011 or so, and published around 2012. So the story of the poem, actually, 13 fallen angels. It's interesting because in the past couple weeks, or at least definitely very strongly in the past week or so, the subject of angels and the number 13 has come up. And so I kind of had referenced and looked at the book a few times to see what the message was from Edgar Allan Poe, and trying to get a better idea. And someone introduced me to this movie called The 13th Floor. And this is multi-dimensional realities where beings are living, and then how they step into other bodies, actually where the body was, and then someone else steps in, and it's sort of like a shadow or a duplicate or some kind of like alter ego that comes through. And the subject of angels have always been one of concern because of their extreme contrast, or what one might consider as a duality. But we look at the extreme contrast of, there's either the pure white good angel or the black angel, and there usually isn't something in between in which people aren't. Of course there is, but there are those that just didn't know how to deal with the situation. I've talked about the story of my strong recollection of being in a place where I didn't want to be in the battle. I didn't want to, having an angelic experience or lifetime, or, being in that reality. I didn't want to be in battle with the good or bad. I felt like I knew that there was something else going on, and for that reason, it's considered fallen, because you didn't, get into warfare. Or at least that's the perception that we get. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think there's an understanding. The universe understands everything, and the intention of each individual, and also the poor judgment and wrong decisions in making. As many as I have met, those that are in that category of the angelics, that they've had, their challenges and struggles, and especially if they're incarnated, they've really felt it being in this experience. And so, for some reason, this is kind of a liberating story, a liberating poem of, that, they lose their glow, they lose their light at some point, and then in the end, they return. 13 stars up in the sky, 13 rainbow lights of tribes, 13 shoes for lighter paths, 13 days of promises that last, 13 fallen angels restored to grace, 13 memories of sin that have been erased. And, that goes for all different experiences, incarnate humans, incarnate other species that want to reconcile with the universe, can. And so at this point, there's a reminder, or it's time. So the last Friday the 13th of this decade occurred on December 13th, which just happened not long ago. we discuss how this movie occurs, and there's other movies that I could have mentioned regarding angels and their plight or what, but because of the number 13, I thought it kind of intertwined with some of this theme of what I had been seeing. And so another thing that came up was the 13th sign, zodiac sign, that they tried to bring in and impose and alter the zodiac, making it number 13. And I didn't think about it until today that there was something strange. First of all, it's like the serpent bearer. And I think also about Raphael is considered someone that is carrying the serpent in a way, but this seems a little bit different. And then I was looking at, someone pointed out this Church of Satan in Ottawa, and there was a mural, and as I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, wow, that picture really reminds me of Ophiuchus. And I thought, well, that's strange. Why would that be in the Church of Satan? So, of course, a lot of the esoteric, they kind of dabble in all, whether it's tarot or zodiac, and so in that sense I could understand it. But then something else came up to me, that is it possible that he was part of the angelic reality, and like many other angels, they have been kind of hijacked and used because of their earlier point of power. They seem to be kind of targeted, not to just attack, but kind of to pull energy from them, to pull knowledge from them. And I know this is one of the things that I've experienced, and that was like one of my many different experiences. But even still, I don't doubt that that's part of the reason why these angels need to be back into their proper place. They need to have a resolve. They need to go back to where they should be, and not be in a vulnerable state where they're being hijacked and used, because it adds to the problems of the earth, as well as it imprisons those that once had a sense of knowledge of what was right and good. So, of course, there are ones that I've had problems with, like recently a lot of things have opened up, and I've mentioned Azrael or Azazel, and I have, mentioned, others, that Michael, of course, that have been a problem. And so, you have this constant battle in which, I'm hoping that this also gets resolved, and any kind of portaling from other realities or time periods where they were trying to continue a never-ending battle or a loop of conflict, where somehow or some way it was a divide and conquer method of trying to get the angels to be in conflict with one another. So maybe this is in a sense a liberation. I really felt strongly directed to not hesitate and delay getting this message out, and I'm grateful that we're able to do that tonight. So, please share your thoughts and ideas. You guys are bringing in some really good pieces of information, and when I have a chance, I'll catch up with all the comments and answer some of the questions. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.